Hey guys, welcome back to the Aspie world. Today's video is going to be about autism and changes. What's going on in my hair? So today's questions, I have two from my Facebook comments and I have two from my YouTube comments. So the first comment here is from Tracy Elcock, and she says, my 12-year-old ASD is exactly like this. Won't eat anything except Vegemite sandwiches, chicken nuggets and Pringles crisps, smiley face, full stop. Please, yes please, would love to see more food options, XX. And I'm going to do a video on healthy diets and healthy food options for people with ASD. And if you'd like to see that video, please give this video a thumbs up so I can see how many people actually want that video, and maybe I could do it next week rather than the one I've already got planned for next week, but let me know. Next comment here is from Sarah Mann, and they said, there is a movie, Snow Cake, about a woman with Asperger's. Huh, I've never seen that movie, but if you have, let me know in the comments below so then I can go and try and find it. Okay, the next comment here is from Jacqueline Sale, and they said, I've never been so early to a video, I mean for real, exclamation mark 3 times. I was doing some writing, saw your note, then jumped on it, exclamation mark 3 times. Hey, that's cool, thanks so much for jumping on so early. Notification squad goals. Okay, the last comment here is from Bricks for Max X, and they said, my long-term memory basically is great and my short-term memory is rubbish, because that was from a memory video I did. Thank you guys for the comment. If you want me to read out your comments, then make sure you hit that bell icon on desktop and mobile, because I'll be picking from the first 30 commenters to pick a few of them to read out at the beginning of my video. Okay guys, at the beginning of every video I started this thing where I basically ask you, what is your favourite something or other? So this week's one is, what is your favourite animal? My favourite animal is the elephant, because it's huge and it's awesome and I just find it quite interesting, so that's pretty cool. Even though I do love dogs, the elephant is pretty cool. Make sure you stay to the end of the video to see the Twitter profile, which is highlighted in this video, because I pick one of my Twitter followers from the week that my last video was uploaded to this week, and I'll put them at the end of the video as a little feature to give you guys some promo. How cool is that? It's been a busy week for me, guys. I've been sorting out all of my stuff. I've been doing a lot of stuff on eBay. My eBay link is below if you want to check out all the stuff I have on eBay. Basically just getting my stuff back to normal, because I've got a book coming out very soon, which I'll tell you all about, and yeah, it's crazy. Right, on with the video. So like I said, this video is about autism and changes, and we're going to be covering what is change, why people on the spectrum may not like change. We're also going to look at how we can help overcome change, and obviously my personal opinions and stuff throughout the whole video. Okay guys, so what is change? Change is when something is different to what you expect it to be, or what you've been used to, and what it currently is. So if you're used to living in a certain house, or going to a certain school, or eating a certain brand of food, then when that changes and it's out of your control, it can rock the boat a bit. So change is a change in a systematic, linear process which you are familiar with. When that change happens, you become unfamiliar with it and some things could happen. So why do people on the autism spectrum not like change? And I guess the reason for this is because there's security with familiarity. So if you're used to kind of, coming home, sitting down on the couch and watching a certain TV program, and then having your dinner, and then playing some games, and then going to bed, when you get in from work or school or whatever you do, that is familiarity. So if, for instance, you came home one day and the couch had gone, what do you do then? It's a disruption process in what you find comfortable and safe and secure. And the disruption would be that you can't sit on the couch for that time. You wouldn't be able to see the TV show because you'd be trying to figure out where you'd want to sit. And it's all to do with feeling secure and safe. So people in the autism spectrum have a difficulty relating to unfamiliarity for being safe. So some people can just love to wander off in the middle of a brand new city and not know where they are, and not really care about where they are, and they love that. But people on the autism spectrum tend to, and may not like that at all, and quite on the contrary, because they're not familiar with the place. It causes anxiety, it causes stress, and that whole insecurity can be super overwhelming and could cause some major disruptions within that person's day, which is obviously something you try to avoid when you are dealing with somebody on the autism spectrum. For me, I mean, change, I've come across change a few times when, like, I was growing up, the house changed that I was growing up in, we had to move to another house, and that was super stressful. And then going from school to, so primary school to secondary school, again, that was another super stressful change, and the change was super overwhelming. It kind of just drains you, like when change happens and is out of your control, and you have to kind of go with it, because like traveling is like the biggest issue, because when you travel, things change constantly, and trying to, things might get delayed, or your seat might not be right, or all this kind of stuff. And all of those things are mentally draining, but they have a physically draining effect as well. So I get super tired when I'm overwhelmed from changes, and changes could be from small things as well. Like I remember I had a super bad time when we went to a sandwich shop to get a sandwich, and then they didn't have the right bread, and I started freaking out thinking, oh my god, the right bread's not there, and it just kind of was chaotic, because you plan everything around those those events, like thinking, okay, I'm going to go here and do that, and that's what I'm going to do, and it's difficult. But now obviously we try and make kind of like plan Bs, plan Cs, just because if it doesn't go exactly how we want it to, we need to make sure that we have another backup plan that may go well. And that's a really cool idea, and it's a really good hack actually for overcoming things like that in like public spaces where you're like, oh, freaking out, like, oh my god, I can't do this, blah blah blah. Okay guys, so I thought I'd go over some kind of like help for changes, like little bits and pieces that may help people overcome change, and help people who have family members or care for somebody on the autism spectrum who may be susceptible to change, and how to maybe make it a bit more comfortable. Okay, so involving the right people, and so the person, involving the person who has ASD in the change is going to be super beneficial, because they're going to feel a part of it. They're going to feel that they are also contributing towards the change, so it's not a completely alien activity. But more importantly, it's the people that will be involved from a third party point of view. So like I said with school, if you're going from primary school to secondary school, then there must be communication between the primary school staff and the secondary school staff to help you have that ease of transition, so they know what you like, and then maybe you have like a familiarity, so you go to the school when it's quiet and there's nobody there, and you get to check out the school, you get to meet some of the staff and see who you'll be with, because that's always super helpful. And that is kind of involving the right people. Okay, so next it would be structure the transition times. So tell the person who has ASD all of the relevant information ahead of time. So tell them exactly how it's going to go, which date we're going to execute this on, and which date that's going to happen. And if anything changes within the change, so if a date has to change, then you tell them straight away, so you have time to prepare. That is going to follow a linear timeline. Another thing for more less able people on the spectrum is like a visual timetable. So you could like map out a visual timetable. So you could draw things on, you stickers, symbols for things that are going to be happening soon, and that would help, especially with children, a lot of younger children. That would be super helpful. Another one is making sure that they know the time that they have to wait for the change to happen. So you tell them about the change, and then this amount of days until the change, or this amount of weeks until the change, because that's super helpful, because it gives people a perspective of how long to wait and when the change is going to happen, and it can help ease the anxiety. Another one is prepare a box of like things that they're familiar with, so like maybe pillows, it could be blankets, it could be like toys, it could be games, it could be a chair, whatever, and you put those in the house first. So if you're moving house, then you move into the house first, and then you have an easier transition. People on the spectrum will become more familiar with the things that are there than their things that are in that room then, so it kind of feels a bit more homely. So with the timeline and the table, I would definitely suggest having like a box, and then once you've done the task, like maybe cut out that piece and put it into a finished box, so we know that like that task is done now and that change has happened. So the overcoming of that and the notion of knowing that the change is over with can be super helpful. I'm actually going to try some of these things out myself, so it may help kind of calm me down sometimes when things kind of don't go exactly how I thought they would go. And the last one is to be aware of anxiety. Now, the worst thing that could happen is for the person with ASD to have anxiety attack or a panic attack or a meltdown, or be super anxious about it, because you're trying to avoid this completely. So always look out for the signs, and try and make sure that your communication with them is up, and make sure that they tell you if they're feeling kind of worried or sad or angry or whatever. The concentration needs to be on that person. So whatever the change may be, you need to be as concentrated on the change as you do as on the person with ASD, because the change is going to affect them more than a neurotypical person would feel the change. If you'd like to learn more about autism and Asperger's, please hit that subscribe button above here. If you want to see my last video, it's over here. And if you want to see a video that YouTube thinks that you'll be interested in, click over here. Also, here is the Twitter profile that you guys should totally go and check out. See you next time, guys. Peace.